All right, so today we're going to be making drums, and our drums were inspired by African drum making. We're going to use all kinds of colors though for our drums. We're going to decorate our drums with lines and shapes. And when we paint these on, I like to put mine on my non-drying hand so I can spin it around and it not get all over the table. Then you want to make sure that you get very vibrant colors. So make sure that you put a lot of paint on, especially when you're using these tempera cakes, because it's easy to have not very vibrant colors. Now see, I'm not just doing straight lines, I can also do zigzag lines. So for my red, I've got a straight line on the top and a zigzag line on the bottom. This is cool because this is going to make my next line a zigzag line when I fill in the negative space. And the bottom of this is going to be a wavy line all the way around. See how I'm spinning that around on my hand so it stays on my hand and not on the table? And I'm just going to continue to color this in all the way around very nicely and neatly, and I'm going to color it in completely, making sure that my colors are very vibrant by putting in lots of paint on. Now I am using lighter colors because I want to put on some embellishments after this. So here I'm even just using white so that when I add some decoration it will really show up very nice and vibrantly. Because I'm using my big brush to color in some big areas, and then I'll use my smaller brush to add some embellishments. All right, now that I have my lines done, the top of my drum is pretty much dry, so I can add some embellishments now. I'm just going to start with darker colors that will really show up against my first colors. So black will show up against purple, because purple is kind of a darker color, so I want a really dark color like black. And see, I'm using my smaller brush so I can add those smaller detailed embellishments. And then see, another embellishment could simply be a smaller, thinner line all the way around, like this blue wavy line all the way around. And then here I'm going to add some triangles inside that zigzag area. And then the last thing I'm going to do is a nice bright zigzag orange line here at the bottom. And see how I just turn my drum around so that I can easily get to it. All right, let that dry, and then next week we'll finish it up with the top. Now we're going to add the top. I've got this balloon here and I've cut the nub off of the bottom of it. And this should be done by a teacher. Stretch it across the top of your drum, and then you have a just really great sounding drum. And so we learned that originally this was done with leather or with animal skin. We're going to be using a balloon. All right, now we're going to decorate the top with our permanent markers. Now you have to color very gently. If you push down hard, see, it pulls and stretches. If you draw gently, it can just draw on so smooth and nicely. We're going to create a radial design, which is a design that starts in the middle and radiates out, that goes outwards. So I'm just starting with some lines, some just very simple lines that start in the middle and go out. I'm making them nice thick lines. You can make whatever kind of radial design you would like, but I do want it to be a radial design, a design that starts in the middle and goes out, or a pattern that goes round and round. So now I'm just adding orange lines to this, and then the last thing I'm putting is some blue triangles to fill in that space. Remember, you can decorate your top however you would like. And then don't forget about the side, because you can even decorate the side of that balloon. So we've got that big white area of that balloon now. That did cover up a bit of your painting, but that's okay, because now you can just decorate it however you want with your permanent marker. Just be careful, try not to get it on your beautiful painting. I'm going to just go ahead and make all of this red, and then I can actually color over my permanent marker. It won't show up as vibrantly as if I had colored over just the white part, but it will show up pretty well. Red's a pretty bright color, but I'm going to use black diagonal lines all the way around, because remember, we're making a pattern that goes all the way around. And then just to add more pattern to it, purple doesn't really show up against the red, so let's try green. Green's an opposite of red. Let's see how that looks. So I'm creating a circle in each one of those spaces to create a pattern. And let's see how that looks. Oh, as it dries, the green does show up pretty well. Next step is for the teacher to get some clear strapping tape, packaging tape, and tape that all the way around your drum. And then you are all set and ready to take that to music class and make some beautiful drumming music.